Welcome back. We're watching the previous episode highlights. If breakfast, bidets, or bad choices own you, stay close.
If everybody else heard a song cashier, I'm just going to listen to these boring fucks.
That is every great friendship. Boring in public, deeply concerning once the group chat leaks.
What did I say? I said if you heard us talk normally, you'd be like, fuck, you guys are pretty boring. Yeah, true story.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of fun talking, but I don't think everybody else would think what we're talking about is so interesting. It's just like remember, like, what was it? Stern had the little fucking guy that wouldn't say much, and he had the black chick, you know.
Yes, Robin Quivers. Yeah.
They all had their own little character, you know.
100%. Yeah, exactly. Dude, how are you, man? How was your last 48 hours away from me? What'd you guys do? What was happening? I know you're moving maybe a couple minutes different this morning.
Yeah, I've been fucking the shits, man.
Most shows start with a theme song. Jon started with a gastrointestinal hostage situation.
I don't know what the deal is. Fuck.
I figured that was...
Last 2 fucking nights, I had to get up in the middle of the night and shit. That's the worst.
Dude, middle of the night, eh?
Yeah, that fucking blows. 2 nights ago. Last night was once. The night before was like 3 times. Like, fuck, are you kidding me, dude?
Oh,
my God. I get up
God.
to pee anyway, so it's not, but it's just the fact that, see, this is where the bidet comes into play.
That is 40. You stop judging success by money and start judging it by toilet technology.
Boy, yes, clean the ass. Dude. You can be half asleep. You can sit down, let it out, cleans it out, go back to sleep.
Yeah, as we had Ben came over. Yeah, he was over this weekend. So
like sugary stuff. True story. Johnny, by yesterday afternoon, I felt like I was fucking hungover, sluggish, tired. I was complaining to Lauren. I'm like, fuck, man, I shouldn't have ate. Like, I wish I would have fasted instead. Like, I made a mistake. I would have felt better not eating instead of eating and putting that in my body. And
here's a trick, brother. Yeah. So for anybody listening too, a couple ways you can go about this. The safest way is just to literally eat a fucking, couple of servings of almonds before you go in.
This is how grown men party now. Preload almonds so one pancake doesn't ruin your personality.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the reason is twofold. Then if you are going to have that pancake.
I had one pancake, yeah.
Yeah, that pancake now, see, it's way high on the glycemic index.
Yes.
So the almonds, how did he fucking come off the bike before the...
So watch close. So the motorcycle's hanging off the light standard, Johnny.
Oh, motherfucker.
That motorcycle left the scene like it had a second job hanging Christmas lights.
The guy lived. I want to put that. The guy lived. That's the good news. That's why I was okay showing it.
Can we do that again?
That is how you know the clip is insane. Your brain asks for a refund and a replay.
Now
we do it a few times. So, Jim, right back to the beginning, if you don't mind. So here, go watch this. And then he slides across the ground and the bike goes up.
Fucking just twirls up in the air and catches that post.
It's crazy, eh? And then, but John, he goes. What I found is fascinating. Like he goes straight down. Like he doesn't get jetted in the air. He goes right across the ground. Watch him. Like he's going across the ground.
Well, figure, see the bike hit. He's actually fucking on it hard enough where he's in an endo coming into the car. See the right there.
This is picking the wrong prostitute at the wrong time.
That is a bad decision. With screenshots, internet access, and a payment plan.
Like, dude, you find a girl, you bring her back, and she fucking tries to extort you for $1.2 billion? Like, honest to God. I don't even know what and then she makes a bunch of deep fake shit and puts it in her box of sanitary pads. True story.
That's a wake-up call.
No shit. But it wasn't the first one, Johnny. It wasn't the first one, man. So...
sometimes it takes a few calls to wake up.
After 5 wake-up calls, God stops whispering and starts throwing chairs.
Look at people hitting their fucking snooze buttons. Christ.
Yeah. So it's funny because you put few. Few in my world is 3. Well, dude, we're talking 4th or 5th time Joel has a gun pointed at him. So, Joel.
Will you?
Yeah. Joel, do you have non-negotiables? What are your non-negotiables today in 2026?
Well, I'll tell you what, that guy has the most flammable weight room I've ever seen.
That weight room looks like the fire extinguisher has already written its resignation letter.
Yeah, one spark in there, and that's dude, don't light any fucking farts on fire now, goddamn.
The most flammable weight room. What are your non-negotiables? All right, you're back with Keith, John, and Joel this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Hey, Joel, did you know what you get yourself into when you joined the show today? Did you know?
Well, no, but you guys nailed it. You guys are so on the money.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah. Well, so John carries the water. I carry the bag.
That is marriage, business, and every road trip. One person plans. The other asks where snacks are.
Yeah, you can clearly see who's getting the job done here.
Yeah, we grew up. Well, actually, hold on. Just start this. So, Johnny, you'd not realize this. Joel was a male cheerleader. Yeah, 1 year.
So he was actually smart enough to fucking throw a girl up in the air and be able to look at her panties. That's what you're saying.
That is not school spirit. That is puberty with a halftime budget.
That's it. Is that where you met your wife? No.
No.
But listen to this though. So, and I gotta put some humor on the table because, you know, again, we all grew up in a similar era where I, you know, and Joel now is an owner of an NBA G League team. Well, halftime entertainment, when we turned the TV on back in the day, was so sophisticated and so like overwhelmingly just incredible. And I sometimes I yearn for these moments, maybe like your male cheerleading days, Joel. Well, Jimmy, let's put this clip up that I found. Joel, is this the kind of halftime entertainment you guys have at your basketball games?
Find out.
Yeah, let's watch it. Girl riding around on a stupid bicycle. Like, look how lame and simple. Like,
Well, she's got some tricks coming.
There you go.
Jesus Christ, how lame and simple. Listen, you try to do that, smart guy.
The couch makes everyone brave. Put me on that bike and my hamstrings call 911.
look at this. So this is 80s and 90s halftime entertainment. Like, this is what we yearn to go watch games with this girl. Like, look. So, boy, like
That's the early days of TNA, dude.
But Johnny, the simple times we lived in, eh? Oh my God, we're gonna watch a girl ride around on a bicycle and stand out and clap her hands. Joel, you know what I mean? Just
Yeah, but Keith, you're not watching this because of what she's doing. You're watching it because you know you want to see her fall off the bike on her face.
That's the truth nobody admits. We love talent, but we trust gravity more.
that's exactly it. Joel's
Sometimes,
right.
I swear to God, dude, if I walked into a fucking room and found that, I would, that poor motherfucker, Jesus Christ. I don't know what I would do to him, but it would be fucking not nice.
And then I might be right there next to you doing the second not nice to him for true story.
He'd be like, wait a minute, don't kill him. I want to massage his nutsack when he's still alive.
Before I kill him. Yeah, before I kill him.
If your life needs this level of chaos seasoning, watch the previous episode. The full show is up next.
Today we're talking about high-performing men with low-performing bedrooms.
And yes, some of you are about to find out your wife does not want a quarterly review in bed.
She wants a man.
Only on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and friends.
Good morning and welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and friends. Your live morning show for real talk, motivating content, and big conversations. Come hit the like, come hit the subscribe, and come jump into the comments. Come check into the show. Come say hello. Mornings.live over on the Mornings in the Lab Live Network. Get up, build a streak, and show us your proof that you are up. The real story, nation, is that the media we are creating is becoming more programmable. Personality is becoming scalable, and character and the universes we create, well, that's becoming infrastructure. Hey. Good. What's this going on? There we go. Hey, this conversation is not here to clown successful men for being successful. No, not today. It's here. Because a lot of men built the house, they paid the bills, they made the money, they handled the pressure, they carried the weight, and somehow lost the fire today. Well, hey, why do high-performing men have the worst sex lives? If your name's not Johnny and the handsome chief, Uncle Keith. Well, hey, we're having that conversation this morning with Briana Bass on the show we call Good Morning. Welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and friends, your live morning show for real talk, motivating content, and entertaining conversation. Hey, Sans V1R, what are you on about? I am a men's morning show host. Yeah, we host the biggest morning show over on YouTube, Sans. It is called Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and friends. It's part of the Mornings in the Lab Live Authority Network. We get up and get after it every single day right here, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, right here on YouTube, LinkedIn, and X. Yes, we do, baby. 7:30 Eastern Time, Matt Roof starts it off. And then, of course, we got a bunch of shows dropping on the network. But hey, my name is Keith. Over there is Jon Anderson jumping in about 9 minutes. And Sans, welcome to the big show. Jesus or Jesus Heaven. Come on. Hey, guys, I'm in a mood today. Yeah, I got to pause. I got to slow down the what's the word I'm looking for? I got to slow down the cadence. Jimmy, I got to slow the cadence down. Quick breathe. There we go. All right. Okay, I got a bunch of questions for the table. So first question, Jimmy, I just got to get this one off my chest. Oh yeah, X-rated experience. Fuck the monologue right now. I got some things to say. Okay, so imagine this, Jimmy. Doom, doom, doom. Hey, Jon. Yeah, I want to hire you. Yes. Hey, Jon Anderson. Yes. Can I hire you to do some stuff for me? Sure. Okay. But I want to hire you, but I want to do everything my way. Oh, what do you mean? Oh, well, I want you to email me on my platform. Yeah. I want to follow my rules and I want to do everything on the way that we do it, but I want you to hire me to do it for me. Well, Jesus, what the hell? So hold on a second here. So Jon's like, but hold, you want to hire me, but you want to do everything yourself? Yeah. Okay. I'm not really sure how that works. Anyways, yeah, just kind of wondering how it works when people hire you to do stuff and then they want you to use all the tools that have made them hire you. Yeah. Does that kind of go against the reason that they're hiring you? I don't know. Just kind of wondering. Like if I go to Jon and say, Jon, teach me how to be successful, but I want to do it my way. Jon's like, well, that doesn't work that way. You want me to teach you to be successful? You got to do it my way. Like, yeah. So, I don't know. Just wondering out loud. And then the other thing, Jimmy, I got to talk about this morning is Holroyd, I think you'll relate to this one. We are working in an era with three kinds of workers right now. And my team knows this straight up. One worker, just like, boom, boom, stuff's done. You're like, oh yeah. We got all these tools making stuff go fast. And then we have one worker who's kind of like caught in the middle of like the AI era and stuff done from the past. And then you have the one worker who's still using pencil and paper. with Excel, with Microsoft Word, and all the stuff that was invented like 30 years ago. Now, I got to tell you, it is a pain in the ass. Holy smokes, is it a pain in the ass. And I'm waking up this morning with a whole new sense of value, actually. Neiman, Jimmy, Kai, I'm coming to work today with a whole entirely new sense of value. I had some people knocking on my door last night wanting what we do. And I'm like, well, wanting it for free or no charge. I'm like, well, and I don't know. I'll go back to Jon. Jon's like, yeah, well, if you want to have the kind of success that I have had, then we got to do things this way. So I just find it fascinating that people, anyways. Hey, coming up on the show today, we got a dude who I'm excited to welcome on the show. His name's Dave Sanderson. Dave is the guy who was on a little airplane, boop, 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 piloted by Captain Sully Sullenberger. I think his name was Sully. And all of a sudden, Jimmy, right into a bird. Yep, just fucking smashing through birds. And then, mayday, mayday, burp, burp, burp. What do? They landed in the fucking Hudson. Yeah, Dave Sanderson is going to join us on the show to have that conversation. I wonder what that was like. And hey, I guess the flip side of that, speaking of planes, I got a video of the dude caught in Denver. Wow. Yeah, we'll just put that one on. I've got some words of wisdom. Hey, did you guys feel the ground shaking over the weekend? I did. Yeah, that was my mood. Yeah, so no, listen. The ground was shaking in Greece. How do we know? Metallica was there. We got that on the table this morning. Hey, have you guys checked out the poll? Because Kai's hanging off of it. Yeah, Kai, our producer, who is quickly taking over the show because Keith, Jimmy, Melissa, and the entire team are doing something over there. That's the other thing that makes me laugh, man. Yeah. So, hey, what do you guys do for a living? Oh, we do a daily morning show, about 40 hours a week of live content. How many people? About an ant, about half of people. Oh, yeah? What do you guys do? Oh, we do a 20-minute podcast once a week. We got a whole team of 45 fucking people. Oh, yeah. There you go. That's it. Hey, it's my show. I can talk what I want about. Hey, coming up also on the show today. What else we got coming up on the show, Jimmy? Oh, Briana Bass is here today. I'm excited about that one dropping at the top of the hour. We're going to get into the conversation about why high-performing men have the worst sex lives. And I'm thinking that you're coming home, you're stressed out, and you are not wanting to have sex in your life with your wife. And we got to have a conversation, man. We have to have a conversation, man, about that because here's the thing. And I was saying to Brianna as we were talking about this title. Listen, Jimmy, I think you'll relate to this one, brother. Ladies, ears down. Men, ears up. I don't know about you guys, but when I'm on my deathbed, like my actual finished, I'm not too concerned how many spreadsheet cells I've completed. No, I want to bust a nut as often as I possibly fucking can. Jimmy, you know what I'm talking about? Like, I want to bust it as much as possible, whether it's on my own or with somebody else. So I think that men, if you are stressed out and if you're just nervous about work, you just got to go bust a nut, man. Bust it. Because then when life's calling when life's calling it over, you're at least happy that you've busted that nut enough to be happy. Hey, have you guys been snoozing lately? If you have been, guess what? You are almost 20 hours behind Sullivan. Yeah, our OG, Mike Sullivan. He's the dude here in the community right now. What's going on, Sullivan? If you have been hitting those 9 minutes behind, you are 20 hours the guy who hasn't been doing it. Yes, think about that. 20 hours laying there hitting that snooze button. So, guys, here's my invitation to you this morning. Get up, get after it, and do not hit that snooze button. Speaking of non-snoozing, I got a clip this morning. I found it a couple weeks ago. It's funny how you find something and then Grok is like, oh, you want more of it? Oh, man, I got the delicate sounds of Robert Plant. Yes, man, that guy's 77, aging like fine wine. We got a little bit of rock and roll this morning to put on the table. And somebody decided to open up their wallet and create a monument to New York City that you're like, really? Yeah, you got a lot of cash to do that. That's a funny one. We're going to show it. And hey, you guys seen DJ Khaled lately? Yes, DJ Khaled is looking like, well, Slim Jim. Yeah, all that and so much more. Can you say Breaking Bad any louder? Turner, Breaking Bad. How's that sound? Is that better? Yeah. Hey, Turner, where are you joining me from this morning? Welcome to the big show we call Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and friends. My name is Keith, the Handsome Chief. I am here every single day, 8 o'clock Eastern time with my team of 48 people. Yeah. Good morning, Turner. Good morning, Sullivan. This is a good, well-rounded show that touches on many aspects for self-improvement, among other good things. Yes, including self-touch, self-love, and a lot of life expectancy work, and all that, and everything, and then so much more. Yes, including the question of the day, the poll of the day, and everything ridiculous, and all those conversations, and all that happiness. It starts. Hey, Jimmy, Kai, when should it start? Right now. Because you know what? The morning loop, it starts. Right now.
Good morning, nation. It's Tuesday again, so the show just stopped pretending to behave. Briana is back for no safe words. That means the soft questions stayed home. This is where confidence gets tested. Excuses start looking nervous, and the Gen X boys stay glued.
The nation knows the drill, but nobody knows what'll come out of Chief and Big Dog's mouths. Right, good time? That's the danger. Briana lights the match, then those two start swinging.
So, nation, let's wake this thing up. Let's start the morning loop.
All right. I got a delivery. Jimmy. Yeah, I got a delivery. Yes, I can't wait to show it to Johnny. Oh, man, it is awesome. Woo, baby. Showed up yesterday. I got an unpacking video. Well, I had a buddy come over, and I said, hey, buddy. He was like, yeah. I said, can you do the unpacking video for me while I filmed it? So, yeah, sure enough, we got an unpacking video, and I'm so excited to show John what showed up yesterday for me, man. Oh, man, I'm fucking excited. Jimmy was like an early birthday present. Yeah, coming up later in the show, early birthday present to the handsome chief himself. That's me, Keith Bellis. A gift from me to me, and I got a little opening video to show John, and I'm excited to show. Oh, did I say John? Hey, Jimmy, holy fuck, look at that guy coming in right now. John Anderson, there he is. Oh, baby.
Dude, I looked like I needed to come out of there with some sort of a Tommy gun. I was like a fucking gangster.
Dude, that is fucking styling, man. If you showed up, you'd be balling, dude. That's balling. How are you, pal?
Good. How are you, brother?
I'm in a mood.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm in a mood. Yeah, and actually, you're part of it. And it's a good reason you're part of it because...
You know, when you're in a mood, that's when you say more wacky shit. So
I'm in the wacky mood today. Okay, so let's do a little role play because you're going to love this one.
As long as it doesn't start off with play with me.
Okay, so I want to hire you because you're an expert. And then I want you to hire me to do things because you're an expert. But then I want to hire you and then I want to tell you that I want to do everything my way. How is that going to work out for us?
Well, it would be simple. You wouldn't be allowed to hire me.
Well, and you know what? Anderson, my business brother, I'm learning a very vociferous lesson right now in the last week or so that maybe I shouldn't have actually accepted a client that is making it relatively, well, I don't want to say difficult, just interesting. How's that for interesting? Yes, that's the word.
You know my rule of thumb. I don't do anything to make money. If I don't enjoy it, I don't do it.
I know.
Like I had this dude yesterday.
Yes.
He's the new client. He's a fucking baller. And he's like, dude, look at this. He goes, you could so easily just connect A and B and make this little residual stream of income. I was like, yeah, I see it, brother. I said, but it breaks my rule. He goes, what's your rule? You don't like money? I said, no, I like money that I enjoy making. No other type.
Well, dude, and it's funny you said it because I said to the team this morning that as I'm coming down, I'm in a mood. And, there's something to be said for that statement. A, if I'm not going to make any margin on it, seriously. And then B, if I'm not enjoying doing it, C, I don't want to do it. And what I'm learning, and I'll tell you this, I've learned this from you, and I mean this as a compliment, and because I will just put this on the air right now, and you've known this about me, I've talked about this, but I've struggled with my own value. I have, because I use my brain, I use my thoughts, and things I take for granted, just like things you take for granted that I'm like, holy fuck, that's pretty special. Like, well, it's just simple to me. So we have that kind of feeling about things, right? Where you take your skills for granted. So I know for a fact I devalue myself and my skills. This morning, over the last 30 hours, just some people have reached out about some stuff. I'm kind of leaning over to your camp, which is fuck Billis. Like, dude, man, like if it's not working out, just walk back from it. And I'm not trying to be a dick about it. I'm just taking that perspective that you take, which is that no, there's value.
Brother, but keep in mind, brother, I've been living in this model for fucking decades.
I know you have.
Yes. You haven't. So it's like you were going to discover this one way or the next. I just gave you a heads up to look for it.
Yes.
You know, because a lot of guys, they end up in this position. They're fucking surrounded by, call it, use the word cancer as a symbol, cancerous type people, bloodsuckers. And they're like, fuck, there's not enough of me to go around.
Oh, dude. Oh my God.
And then they're stuck. They have to finish out what they started, or they got to abort. Either way, it's fucking terrible.
Yes.
And so part of that is the model has to attract the right people.
Yeah. No, dude, you're bang on, man. You're bang on. And those are wise words of wisdom. 100% from Jon Anderson this morning. Hey, brother, how are you? How was your last 24 hours? Anything happened exciting in your world? I got some fun stuff for us today. Oh, I got a package delivered. I got some fun to have with you this morning. How was your last 24 hours?
It was good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of, I had this client yesterday.
Yeah.
I had a bunch of client calls yesterday, actually, which is pretty, I normally don't have 3 in a row.
Okay.
You know
yeah.
I mean?
Bang, bang, bang.
I like to have them. I like to do one, have a space, do another one, but it just worked out that I had to get, there was just, it just needed to be that way. So
yes.
Anyway, of course, so I have this new client come on board.
Yeah.
And there's 3 of them. So if he's listening, you won't know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But he was one of those dudes that just, and I can spot this a mile away.
Yeah.
He wants to do it. He's coming. He's hot, but he's also just a little concerned that, he made the right decision. And what he's concerned about is me.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Well, because he sees me, never talk to me one-on-one like that. We're just like this, on video.
Oh.
And so usually what they'll do, it's very characteristic. They'll just keep asking questions. They'll just keep time going. They know that I have a time slot set for them.
Yes.
They'll push me past that time slot because they want to understand that I'm going to give them what they're after.
Yes.
And so I caught that and I'm like, oh, fuck, here we go. And of course, he would never know. So I was like, well, I said, real quick, hold on real quick. I got to make a text here. I'm going to move my stuff around a little bit. I'm going to be 2 minutes late is what I said. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Giving him like, okay, I'm going to give you 5. So I texted the next guy, said, hey, we're possibly going to have to push this back quite a ways.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he just kept fucking chewing up time. But the bottom line is when it was over, now he's in that space where I need him to be. Because he knows when he needs me, I'm not leaving. And that's what he needed to see. He needed to see that I wasn't going to leave him when he had more questions. And by the end, his questions were like really thin. And even he kind of knew it, right?
But he's spending his time.
Anything else? I'm just, fire away, baby. I'm here. Come on, bring it. What do you got? But at the end, now he's the guy I want him to be, because all of that concern.
Yeah, you addressed it all. You just addressed it all.
He was one of those. I needed to let him say it's time to go.
Yes. Oh yeah. He had to say it was time to go.
He had to say it's time to go, not me. And as long as I made that on call 1, he falls right in where I need him to be.
Hanging out.
If I bumped him,
I
would have been fighting that for probably a month before I reeled him back in.
Client learning lessons with Jon Anderson. That is so true, eh? So true. It's when you sit down with I know you haven't sat with a therapist, but you sit down with people like leaders, communicators that get you to arrive at your own answer, even though you don't realize it. You know how we as humans communicate, and you took him down that path where he had to arrive at it himself. Like he had to get there himself because there's nothing you were going to do to get him there.
Yeah. And he, funny enough, at the end of the call, his kids came up to him, right? And he even told his kids, I need more time. Normally when the kids come up, that'll be it, because they're ready to go. But he was like, he needed to know that he was secure with his investment. I get it. So 100%.
Hey, Johnny, coming up on the show today. Do you remember, I'm sure you do, because I know you're so up to speed on breaking current events often. Hey, a few years back, an airplane landed in the Hudson River. Remember in New York City there? It hit a flock of geese. And Captain Sullenberger, Tom Hanks did a movie on it.
This was a while ago. And then didn't a guy like swim out there and save a bunch of people?
Yeah, The Miracle on the Hudson.
Wasn't it who played that?
Tom Hanks played Sully on the he was the pilot actually.
Yes, but who was the guy that kept swimming out? It was Dustin Hoffman, right?
Yeah, no, I don't think that was the one. No, I think that was a different one, actually. This is the one where they got out. They all survived. They got out of the plane. They were standing on the wing, and then they were saved by a bunch of boats and tugboats.
I remember that one. Yeah, that was. Yeah. I guess I'm cross-polling it with it.
Yeah. So Dave Sanderson was the last passenger on that plane. Johnny, he's on the show here this morning. We're going to talk about that one. Surviving 7 minutes. And get this, you're going to love this, man. So am I. The dude took that and turned it into a business, 1549 something. So coming up, Dave Sanderson. I'm excited to have that one on the show here this morning. And hey, what else we got? Oh, Briana Bass is here today as well. Conversation, why high-performing men? So it's funny, her and I sit there, Briana, you got a topic for it? She goes, I do. She had a whole list of them. And this is one of them. Why high-performing men have the worst sex lives ever. And then I think letting her have the choice of topics is going to be really cool. Yeah, and I said to her, I said, okay, so that's for everybody else except for Keith and John, because we're high-performing men, and I think we have pretty good life expectancy work lives. So out there,
that's kind of a funny talk because there's a broad scale of what good is.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
and it's kind of crazy, and I'm not damning anybody. If you think your shit is good, perfect. That's all you need. You could be a 1-2. You could be 1-2-3 pump dump and think it's good, and if you do, great. As long as your lady's happy.
That's
it. It's crazy that it's like the variance of being wealthy.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, yes.
I mean, some people. Yes. Unless you dig a little bit, you don't even understand what wealthy means. Because the real wealthy people, you can't even find these fuckers.
Yes, I'm full of wealth. I'll tell you why. I got my lovely girl on the show this morning. Good morning, Lauren. I see you, baby. Good morning. Good to see you up this morning out in the gym and
she's up early, isn't she?
Yeah, she's up.
I was going to say normally she checks in a little later. How are you, Lauren?
So get this, man. You'll love this one. So this happened before. I'm going to say it again. So every now and then, the earth rumbles. And it's not for the reason you think it rumbles. And I know you grew up with this band like I did. Johnny, Metallica played in Greece on the weekend. They recorded their event. They created an earthquake. Jimmy, let's play this clip, man. So check this visual, man. They played at in Athens. And look at this. I know.
And fucking Hetfield is older than us.
I know. I know.
He's like in his 60s, dude.
Dude, like fucking
rocking, brother.
Oh my God! So there was 77,000 people in Greece at the Coliseum, I believe it was. And
you ever see like little things where they take breaks more now when they're older?
Yes.
So a lot of times he'll come right off the stage. Like in that one, there's nowhere to go unless he's going down.
They go underneath.
He gets down into a chair and he is just fucking gathering himself.
I know
because he's laying his shit out on the fucking stage, bro.
Well, it's funny because you're like, wait a minute, like the contrast of the moment, right? Because upstairs there's fucking madness happening, and then you look, there's some old dude sitting in the chair just catching his breath. You're like,
you figure the difference between a show fueled by cocaine or not.
Yes, yeah. You know what? That's a great point, because when you watch these guys, that's pure adrenaline on music. No drugs, alcohol happening there. Not at this stage in their lives, man. That's just good. Like that's just.
I think they're all fucking clean now.
Yeah, 100%. Yes, absolutely, 100%. Yep. Hey, speaking of clean, DJ Khaled, Johnny, man, he's clearly on a protocol. Check it out. DJ Khaled, half of DJ Khaled is gone. Look at DJ Khaled today.
Good for him, man.
I know.
He was gonna fucking die if he kept.
I know. Hey, speaking of dying, I want to be delicate with this, dude. We got a guy booking on the show in the next couple of weeks. We both grew up with a legend. Chris Farley, his brother Tom Farley, booked on the show.
No shit.
Yes, yeah.
Cool,
so we got Tom coming up in a couple weeks. I believe that conversation, addiction, alcoholism, and so forth, right? Just because you're right, DJ Khaled was on a path. Like that unhealthy lifestyle was not going in a direction that was going to be good.
Well, I think part of it too, and I, of course, I can only speak from my own experience of what I see.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, people come from those, like, let's make an exact example. And I had way back when in my early 20s, I had my painting company.
Yeah.
I had these, by the time it was all fucking grown, there was probably well over half were Hispanics that had come up because I found a couple of them up where I was, and they kept bringing their family members up.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And it was great. I loved it. They were all tight and they all worked. But in their minds, getting fat was this major sign of prosperity. They would go home
Well, you
fat.
talked about that with me.
Yeah. And so it's kind of interesting how, when people get to that certain point, you don't have to do shit. I can see how they I can be fat and I still get the pussy, that's, you know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm sure that's got to fall into the rapping world.
I gotta think so. Cause we've grown up with those rappers like, Fat Joe, Action Bronson, like a bunch of big dudes that clearly were still getting it because of the confidence in what they were doing. Right. So,
and then at some point they're like, okay, fuck.
Yeah,
as a fat fucking middle-aged man, I can't do what I could do as a fat younger man. So I want to get back to my life.
Yes. Speaking of getting back to life, this is a crazy one. So this is not negative. This is just more one of those holy fuck moments. On the weekend.
Well, hold on. Wait a second. Is that a new hat?
That's just a different one. Yeah. Threw it on this morning.
I'm not used to seeing that one.
Yeah. No. I figured you'd be wearing blue this morning. So I thought I'd kind of mirror you.
Really?
Well, I did.
I was gonna say that's fucking because I pulled this shirt out, right? Because Terry folds all my tank tops, but they're actually all my shirts, but I can't see what's in it till I open it.
Yes,
because the color's on the inside.
Yes,
I just fucking pull one up, and I'm like, fuck. I hope this isn't one like I wore yesterday, because it's the only half of Sierra. You see, there are only a handful and they rotated through. But I pulled up blue, and I was like, I almost put it back. I was like, I don't know if it's a blue day. This one, they keep in mind, this was last night, not this morning.
Oh yes, of course. Hey, so every now and then just an event happens in the world where you're like, oh my god, like what's up with that, dude? This is tragic. A man, since we're speaking of planes crashing into water today, with Dave Sanderson coming up, the passenger on the Hudson River, dude, Johnny, a guy in Denver crossed. I don't know if you heard this on the weekend. A guy in Denver crossed over the security barrier. Ran across the fence and ended up in the turbine of the jet plane.
Dude, I think I fucking saw some. I don't know if this is the same one.
Yeah, it is. That's the turbine.
What I saw was the one that I saw. And why people send this shit? It's like, fuck, man, send me something where somebody's doing something great, not getting fucking chewed up by a goddamn motor.
Well, I think it's as much because we just don't expect these things, right? So,
is this the one where if you look closely, you can actually see his fucking charred body fall back out the front and lay there motionless?
Oh no, that's a different one. That's one that you ran in. Yeah, I know. Do
you know the one I'm talking about?
I do. Yes, I do.
It's almost like copycat. Some dumb fucker does something like this, and 15 other people run out and do it.
Well, this guy tried to run across. Tried to run across the runway for some reason. He got hit by the plane. So, anyways, ridiculous situation. Very, 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 very unfortunate.
What was that big flash of light?
That was him hitting the turbine.
Oh, that made fire because it was moving.
Yeah, well, yeah, because it was
the one that I saw. This guy just fucking ran out.
Johnny, this was about to take off. And as it was taking off, the guy ran in front of it and then he got ingested into the turbine there. And
the one that I saw, so you got all these fucking guys doing this, right, with their shit, and this guy goes running out, and they tried to go catch him.
Yes.
And they realized they couldn't do it, and they all kind of turned like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, you could see under the plane, see his feet go up, and then all of a sudden, it looked like a fucking gunny sack just fell back out.
Yeah.
Pitch fucking black.
Oh, unfortunate. Crazy, man. Dave Sanderson coming up this morning. Our guest this morning, our Mornings Live with Keith, John, and friends, survivor of Flight 1549 into the Hudson. Hey, Johnny, so when some people just have lots of money and you wonder what they spend it on? Well, somebody clearly has lots of money hanging out in New York City who has something to say. Jimmy put this one up, man. They dropped a pop-up in New York City about I'm not even going to put the names out there because I don't want to give it. Jimmy put this one up there. This pop-up, this memorial pop-up, man with orange hair and the situation that just won't go away. Dude, an entire pop-up in New York City. You can go walk around and look at all the files.
What?
All the files, all the Epstein files. So somebody has so much money. They took all the files. They opened up a pop-up store and set it all up so you can go wander around. This is what I mean by when people have so much money that they just, I'll just go and do this because I have a reason why I want to go and disrupt society. So I'm just going to go set this thing up.
What was all the candles? What was that?
Well, I think it's like probably what's like a memorial or like when you do because some people have died because situation.
So real quick, because I understand kind of roughly what it's about, kind of like the city thing. I understood roughly, but like in one sentence, summarize the worst shit that was going on there, or that we, of course, we don't know, but what we think we know, or maybe we do know. Fuck, I don't follow it that closely.
Underage sex trafficking with underage females with men of power around the world. We'll leave it there.
So it's basically like going to fucking Vietnam, but you're doing it in, in a high class space. Yeah, well, you had a dude who was connected to the world's elite, the world's wealthiest and the world's elite, who was maybe using, sex and underage girls to get things from others. And that's just the whole crazy situation. But we'll leave that alone. That's not the show we're on here. We got Dave Sanderson pausing, hanging for us in the green room. I see him out there. Johnny, I got a package delivered. I'm excited to share it with you coming up here. Don't tell Lauren. I had somebody videotape the arrival of it. It's just one of those things like, oh my God, I can't wait to get this package. And we're going to have some fun with this package arriving. And hey, I got a clip, Robert Plant singing some, fuck man, that guy doesn't, that's 77 years old. That guy ages like a glass of fine wine as well. Hey, Jimmy, let's run that before we rock in Dave Sanderson. Check this out, man. Plant was captured this weekend, singing a little bit of a rock and roll. Jimmy, let's run this one, man. Check this out. $77. Yeah. Jimmy, cut it. Yeah, I loved how he grabbed the mic. Like he grabbed the mic like he was just that young, youthful soul when he first got on stage. I saw him grab him. I was like, oh yeah. Like, can you imagine how he's feeling as a 77-year-old dude still having the chops, Johnny? Like, just still has it, man. Hey? Well, yeah, I love to see this stuff. But the one that every time I see it, just fucking, it's this plus something. And I don't even know what this something is. And I'm having a brain fart on his name. So you'll remember, and we've watched it before. Is it Iggy Pop? Yes. This old fucker is just like he's like one of his hips is frozen or his legs shortened 7 inches. I love it, man. And he's got this fucking, he's all cockeyed and got this weird slanted pot belly and his shirt off, just fucking going. Yes. He might as well be, he thinks he's 25. It just shows that it's an attitude. It's not anything else. It's so true. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, coming up, Dave Sanderson, the man who survived the miracle on the Hudson by being the last passenger to leave the plane. We know about that one, guys. Tom Hanks played Sullenberger. We got the guest, his name, Dave Sanderson, joining myself and John Anderson here in a couple seconds here on Mornings Live with Keith, John, and friends. Hey, Jimmy, before we do that, though, Johnny, check this epic spot I captured out of Florida. Jimmy, let's run this clip, man. Check this out, dude. This is epic. So this guy, watch what he's doing at. So he's just watch. Because I'm imagining his fucking drawers. And then he gets a drone and he attaches this and he flies it out there and he catches a fucking fish. Like, look. Like, I was thinking about you over on the Sea of Cortez. I want to know why he pulled that dead fucking fish out of his pants is what I want to know. And then look, they caught something. Dude, that is epic, man. And that's wonderful. But why did he pull that fucking dead fish out of his drawers? Yes, he did. Now I don't. What the fuck are we not? He's smuggling the fucking fish onto the beach. What the fuck? They caught a fucking shark. No shit. But the fucking snag of this whole fucking story is why did he have the fish in his drawers? Why is it in his drawers? I wonder if Dave Sanderson was worried about that in the water when they were sitting in the Hudson River on that airplane that just crashed. I'm just wondering that. Yeah. Dude, go back to the beginning. Are we seeing that correctly? Yeah, it was in his pants. Yeah. Yeah. Why? You never know what's in a man's pants. Look at that. See, he's looking around like he's not supposed to do it. You see that? It's like he smuggled a fucking fish to the beach. Yes. You never know what's in a man's pants, John Anderson. You never do. You never know. You never know. Yeah, the last thing I'm going to think is whipping out a fucking 9-inch fucking fish. All right, Sophia Grant, I know you've been patiently waiting for our guest, and so am I. I'm excited to bring him in here. I know John is as well. Sophia Grant, Keith Bellis, John Anderson, and our guest, Dave Sanderson, the conversation about the flight 1549. He was the last person off the plane that crashed into the Hudson. Then he got back on a plane the next morning. He's with us right now on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, live and friends.
Most people don't get a warning before life changes. One normal day becomes the day everything splits in half. Maybe it was a phone call. Maybe it was a hospital room. Maybe it was the moment your plan disappeared. That's when you find out what you actually do under pressure, not what you hope you do. Dave Sanderson had that moment after changing to an earlier flight because work finished sooner than expected. He boarded U.S. Airways Flight 1549 as a business traveler trying to get home. Then the plane hit the Hudson, and the cabin started filling with freezing water. At the exit, Dave heard his late mother's voice. She told him to do the right thing. So he stayed inside. He helped others move forward while the aircraft kept sinking around him. Dave stood in that water for about 7 minutes, becoming the last passenger off what became the Miracle on the Hudson. His body started giving out. Then he heard his mother again, refusing to let him quit. At the hospital, his underwear had frozen to his skin. Doctors spent hours bringing his body temperature back. And the next morning, he got on another plane. Not someday, not when it felt safe. The next morning, one Red Cross blanket stayed with him. That one act of care became a $14.8 million mission of gratitude. Today, Dave teaches post-traumatic growth, the 1549 decision framework, and how people make decisions when pressure is highest. Dave, welcome to the lab. We're grateful you're here, and we're ready to hear what that day really taught you.
Johnny, today's guest survived the Miracle on the Hudson, and it clearly sounds like he survived his balls being iced for a long time. Coming up, Dave Sanderson is welcome to the lab with Keith and John. Good morning, Dave.
Hey, man. Hey, I love the Robert Plant stuff, man. It brought me back to my my youth. Thank you.
Yes. Where are you joining us from today, pal?
Charlotte, North Carolina today.
I love Charlotte. I love me a Charlotte. I've spent a little bit of time in Charlotte. What a great town. Welcome to our show.
Excited to be here with you guys. Thank you for having me today.
Yes. So let's get into it, dude. You survived a plane crash, period. Point blank, period. That's it. That's it. What the hell, man? Honest to God.
Yeah. You go through something like this, you think you survived the crash, and all of a sudden you got another thing you got to face. It's called water coming into the plane. So I tell people there were two different distinct situations going on.
Yeah.
Gets all the credit getting it down, but then it was a team effort for everybody to get out.
So real quick, what is the, I'm very interested. I have no idea when I ask this question. If a plane is going to crash, right, what are the odds of it getting to the point where people can actually fucking get out like your situation?
Very, very low odds. I mean, this is the first time in history it's happened like this. The captain gets all the credit because, his years of training, gliding a plane, no power whatsoever, getting it down. It was an amazing feat just to get it.
Normally, it would have just hit the fucking water and incinerated. Everybody would have died. That would have been the norm.
Well, the norm would have been either tipping into New York City or tipping into Jersey City. And all of a sudden, now you have a bigger challenge than what would happen that day.
Yeah.
Got you. So if someone could get it to the water, the chances go. If the pilot, can get it to the water, the chances go up.
You got it right there. Now you at least have a shot. At least you have a shot.
Okay. Gotcha. So he kept the game. He kept the game playing for you. That's perfect. Okay, right on.
So, Dave, I'm a big fan of the moment before the moment. You're on the plane. You've flown a gazillion times in your entire life, just routine. You're probably on your BlackBerry or your phone at the time, right? And then it strikes the bird.
Yep, exactly.
What were you doing before it struck the bird? And when it struck the bird, what kind of reaction did you have in your brain?
Great question. I wasn't paying attention, man. I was reading a magazine. I thought I knew everything on a plane.
Back in the olden days, the magazine.
I had a magazine, right? I had magazines in my briefcase reading a magazine.
Yeah.
When he hit it, that's when I looked up and looked out the window. And that's when I saw fire coming out.
Were you on that side of the window, Dave, or were you on the other side? I
was on the left side, 4 rows behind where the engine was. So I actually saw the smoke and the fire coming out of the engine.
Yeah.
Did the birds hit both sides or just the one side?
Both sides simultaneously. Fuck.
So there's a massive flock of fucking birds.
Yeah, I think they pulled out 8 out of one and 5 out of the other, somewhere in that range. Correct.
Yeah. Wow.
Talk about what it feels like to be scared. And what I mean by that question is not the obvious way that I ask that question. You follow what I'm saying, Dave? Because in that moment, you're not scared. In that moment, you're wondering what the fuck is going on, and you're trying to delineate your emotions. Talk about the emotions in that exact moment for me, if you don't mind.
It's exactly correct. I mean, at that point, you don't have time to be scared. You got to start thinking about what's my next play. I talk about it all the time. What's my best next move?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking about. So, I had to figure out, hey, if we survive, what am I going to do?
So hold on. So you had the mindset to ask the 2 letters of if?
Yep, most definitely. I'm a business guy, right? I play sports. Like you always have to plan for the play ahead. Right?
Yes.
So that was my thought. And it's like, hey, listen, I don't know if this guy's gonna be able to get it down or not, candidly. But if he doesn't, then candidly, this game's over anyway.
Yeah.
But if he does, what am I going to do? And my best next move was my thought was get to the aisle, get up and get out. That's all I could think about. Get to the aisle, get up and get out.
Johnny?
Yeah. No, I mean, at that point, I'm thinking to myself, fuck, water, you just landed me in my fucking kryptonite, man. I need a extra fucking life jacket's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. And Dave, I've done my research. I've read a number of things about your situation. I've read a number I followed the story. I'm a news junkie. I followed it. I watched it happen. You say consistently, Johnny, he says this consistently, I'm not a hero. The real heroes were the first responders. What does a hero mean to Dave Sanderson?
Yeah, those are the people that show up when all stuff's breaking loose in your life and give you the certainty to do what you need to do at that moment.
But I would argue you were in that moment, Dave. I would argue that you were. When you asked those 2 if in your brain, you said if as a leader. When you asked that question, if you took into account everybody sitting next to you. That's what I hear you say.
Well, I was very blessed. I grew up in a place where everybody took care of everybody. In a small town outside Cincinnati, so my mindset was, I survived. Does anybody else need help? And that's when I climbed to the back of the plane to see if anybody needed help. That's how it happened.
Simple as that.
Hey, I got to turn. I just realized I didn't turn my ventilation system on. I'm going to get an alarm. Give me 10 seconds to turn this on.
We're hanging out with Dave Sanderson this morning, the survivor of the Miracle of the Hudson. Very, very grateful to have Dave with us this morning. Dave, you share a birthday with Captain Sullenberger. Yeah, dude, like I'm a big fan. I know Johnny is as well. Of things happen for a reason. The universe, things just seem to happen. When that moment happened and life started to go on, when did you realize you guys shared a birthday and how does that? Because you can't write a better story, Dave.
Yeah, it was interesting. That's one of the interesting things that came out about a year later. We were a lot of us were up in New York City. We were launching a book. Called Brace for Impact, and all of a sudden we're on all these TV. Then someone said, about his birthday coming up, which was my birthday, which we're 10 years apart. So it was very, very ironic. And both of our signs are Aquarius, so water, right?
Yeah. Interesting. Johnny, you'll appreciate this too. So, not only does Dave crash into the Hudson, I think, Anderson, that often when we face a fear, we're scared to go back. He survives the plane crash, but he chooses not to remain out of the water. He goes back in time to go swim with the Navy SEALs in the Hudson. Dave, talk about that, combating your fears.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was really were 2 different missions, guys. First mission was once I found out that there was 22 people commit suicide a day in the military, I was blown away. I said, this in the United States, how can this be? So I wanted to raise visibility and money. But the second thing was really for my kids to show them how to face your fears. You have to get back. You have to do it. And I wanted to show my kids that, listen, we're all going to go through stuff in our lives, right? No life is ever going to get through pixie dust and sunshine. But you got to step up and face it. And that situation going back into the Hudson where I almost died, not only showed my kids, but hopefully other people that, if you have the mental state, the mindset, you can accomplish anything.
Yeah.
So on that level, brother, I mean, when this whole thing, very traumatic, but you also strike me as a guy that as you kind of responded the way that you did, you really responded more than reacted. You didn't react and freak out. When the whole thing was over, did it give you some sort of like a trauma, or what was the next? I imagine some people were fucking signing up for the closest therapist they could get their hands on.
Yeah, I was. There's a lot of people who needed that therapy, and fortunately for us, U.S. Airways offered it to all of us. But I didn't take it. I didn't need it.
That's going to strike me like, it almost makes me wonder why going back to face your fear. You already whooped your fear.
Yeah, but you may or may not know I had 10 years of experience being head of security for a guy named Tony Robbins. So I got to really be with Tony. I got to be not only with him and his people, but the mindset it takes, right?
Yes.
The state management and all the things he teaches. So I was already in that mode that, I was not, you hit it perfectly. It wasn't a reaction. It was a response. It's like, okay, I faced stuff before. What can I use? And that's why my book's called Moments Matter. These moments
I'm very familiar, man.
Train you for that moment.
I got a lot of Robin's seeds planted in my head. So for sure,
And Johnny, you talk about what's your slogan? Every good tragedy.
Yeah, no, you're close. Better though. Don't let a good tragedy go to waste.
Because if I take that, John, to Dave here, Dave has a TEDx talk, and Johnny, it's about post-traumatic growth. The idea, John, that trauma doesn't leave scars, that it can be a springboard for acceleration. The same thing you talk about, Anderson. Most of the world talks about PTSD. Sanderson's flipped it. He talks about the difference between people who grow through trauma or the people who get stuck in it. Dave, talk about that, because that's a fine line, man. And that fine line has a lot to do with empathy and compassion. Because somebody'd say, oh, you don't have any compassion or empathy because you don't fucking deal with my tragedy. How do you stand on that fine line, Dave?
Yeah, I thank you for asking, because I didn't even know this was really, going in my mind. So I was interviewed for AARP magazine, and a guy basically revealed to me, he said, why didn't you go through this where other people did?
Yeah.
So all I did is really put together my thoughts, and that's what my TED Talk's about. The strategies that I used to grow out instead of going through a depression. And the first thing I had to do is, of course, change my state, the way I move into my body. But the second thing was the meaning that I attached to it. A lot of people's meanings are tragedy, as devastation. My meaning was it was a blessing. And that meaning, as John may know, he's a Tony Robbins guy, is your emotion. So if I could put myself in that meaning and that emotion, and that's a blessing, then I'm here to serve at a bigger level. That's the first two steps of the strategy to get out of a traumatic life experience, to be able to grow from instead of going to a different direction.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy when you do when you understand first what you're speaking of, and what people do, and they practice it a little bit. It's pretty crazy how you take to it, because it fucking works, number one, but it feels good. And I'm a follower of feeling, man. When something feels right to me, I keep chasing that. Right. I'm a chaser of how I feel. And, this whole thing you're describing coming from, and, goodness gracious, I think I have to think you agree. Tony Robbins probably influenced more people in a positive way than any other single person on the planet at this moment. What do you think? I
totally agree. I've been with Tony around the world several times, and I've seen the impact he has, and the impact he still has, and he's still growing. And that's why I think I think one thing that Tony's always told me years ago, always has wanted. So he wants other people to actually do and take action on the stuff he teaches. I mean, 99% of people go to the events and get happy, and that's great. They go home and go back.
Yes.
One of my 1% go and do something with it. And that's the 1% that actually grow, from whatever the situation they're in. So
one of my clients actually, this is a few years back, I had totally changed his life, and he basically gave me a present, paid for everything. He took me to one of Robbins's things over in Fiji, that little group in Fiji. And it was like a week-long deal. And I mean, I had listened to him talk a ton on videos, but the thing that was really hammered down hard in person, what you're describing, is, look, none of this matters if you go home and do the same shit you're doing.
Yes.
And so, it's that structure of for me, it's all about systems. I keep
exactly right. It's processes. Exactly right.
Yeah, I mean, I got a fucking system for putting lotion on when I get out of the shower, for Christ's sake. Got a system for brushing my teeth,
Go ahead, Dave, please.
So I'm glad you went there, John, because one of the things that I talk about, how process saves lives. If you don't have a process for your health, you're going to get sick. You don't have a process for your money, you're going broke. You have a process for your relationships, you break up. So I'm in alignment with exactly what you said. You better have processes throughout your life, and every part of your life. Or, like Tony talks about that wheel, and you get that one chunk in the wheel and it's not going to turn. You better be able to have these processes laid out. So all I've really done is taken all those years of experience, those moments, put processes in my life for all these different areas. So when that time hit, I think I was mentally prepared. You're never prepared for a plane crash. I really don't think that.
No.
I think, but when you have to face it, okay, now you're at least in the mental state they say, you know what, I can handle this, and this is how we're going to handle it. And first thing we're going to do is get ourselves in the proper state.
Yeah. Keith, John, and Dave Sanderson, survivor of the Hudson River crash, 1549 this morning, hanging out with myself and John Anderson this morning. Mornings live with Keith, John, and friends. Dave, are you a man of faith?
I am a man of faith.
How did your faith come into question when that moment happened?
An interesting question, because the first interview that I did with a magazine was a gentleman by the name of Rick Warren. He's a minister out in California. And the article was called God's Hands Were All Over Us. Because I really believe that day was about a bigger mission, a bigger vision. I think I wasn't supposed to be on that plane. I was scheduled on a 5 o'clock flight, right? All of a sudden you have the right captain and the right seat at the right time.
Yes.
There's too many things that had to happen sequentially to make that thing happen.
You weren't supposed to be on that plane. You weren't supposed to be. Johnny, he was not supposed to be on that plane.
No, I gave up a first class seat at 5 o'clock for seat 15A on flight 1549 on January 15th.
It was supposed to happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Part of your plan, brother.
I think everybody on that plane was on there for a reason and a purpose. Everybody was on there for a reason.
The question is, do they realize that, and have they used that to their benefit?
I don't question or judge anybody. They got to do what they got to do, and I bless everybody who got out of that plane, because it was a team effort.
Well, no judgment by any means. Of just, do people realize this? This actually should have been a catalyst for them to do something great.
Yeah. Coming up in about 8 minutes, we got Briana Bass joining myself and John Anderson. Why high-performing men have the worst sex lives. Maybe Dave's going to stick around for that one. Coming up at the top of the hour with Briana Bass. Johnny, so Dave has raised $14.8 million for the American Red Cross, all because, Anderson, a volunteer handed him a blanket when he reached dry land. Sanderson, talk about that. You get the blanket, you're like, I got to go raise some money.
Yeah, no, it wasn't exactly like that, because I was frozen, man, and they gave me a blanket. I didn't even put the blanket on. They gave me a blanket, but that became the symbol for me.
Yes.
You know what? Someone's there with you and for you when all stuff's breaking loose in your life. And so I wanted to give back some way, somehow give back. So I was the first time I did it was in Charlotte. I helped them raise $120,000 here in Charlotte, and all of a sudden that opened up to other parts of the Red Cross where I could serve. And that way I could give back to them for all those people they serve every single moment of every single day.
Yeah, that's incredible, man. That's absolutely incredible. Johnny.
I mean, I think this is like I think for everybody listening, that's, and I've already said it, this is like a perfect example of, sometimes the biggest shit sandwich that doesn't seem like it should have any purpose. There's a purpose there. You just gotta look a little deeper.
Well, and then Anderson, taking what you just said to the next level. So it happens to him. Underwear is frozen to his skin. Probably sack and balls are just all on his body. So he's just all up in arms. And get this though, right? So it takes him 5 hours to bring the body back to temperature. The next morning, Anderson, he doesn't get in a car, doesn't get in a train, doesn't get in a bus. He get back on an airplane. So Dave Sanderson, so the next morning, not even 24 hours later, you mentally had the fortitude to go, okay, I got to get back up on the horse again and get going again.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Yeah, sorry, that's pretty much what happened. And I wanted to get home, and the only way I could get home was on a plane.
Yes.
And so fortunately for me, that my person from the U.S. Airways, my liaison Doreen, who I love her, she took great care of me, put me in a situation where I was well protected. I was well protected. The flight attendants took care of me. The captain knew who I was, and so, but I have to admit, it was when we hit the 3,000 foot mark, when we were taking off, it's when it all rushed back into my body. That's when
really,
that's when, the birds hit right at 3,000 feet.
Well, you can feel that shit literally when you say rush back into your body. That's fucking chemistry coming out of your brain. Just fucking like, that must have been like, holy shit.
Yep. That was, I tell people that was the moment. Really, at that point, two things. Number one, I can't believe I survived this thing. And second, how lucky am I to be able to do this, be able to get back on a plane and being able to, go see my family again. So it was a moment of gratitude, but also, like you said, John, it was a moment of holy crap. I can't believe I can't believe what happened yesterday, because it happened at the same place. And, here's the backstory. The captain and I had a conversation before I got on the plane. he said, when we hit 3,000 feet, I'm going to ring the bell so you and I will know where this happened yesterday.
Oh,
so he knew already. All right.
How did you feel about the Akshat? But how did you feel about him doing that? Like, to acknowledge that, was that kind of like, what the fuck are you doing that for?
Well, I wasn't even thinking, man. I was like, give me the seat, put the hoodie up like the Unabomber, man. I just locked her down, right? I said, get me out of here. But then I hear the ding, ding, ding. And I looked out and I'm like, this is exactly where this happened yesterday. I'm like,
oh my goodness.
That was the moment to rush back into me. That was the exact second.
So here's the question, brother. So I'm going to make a comparison to an experience I had that's not even close, but it's the closest thing I can think of, right? So when I was touring in Japan and when I was wrestling, I would be gone sometimes 3 weeks. And one of the things that was like, it was like the most amazing fucking feeling is walking out the planes landed back in San Francisco, and I'm walking out to see my fucking family. And keep in mind, I didn't almost die. I was just gone 3 fucking weeks. They knew I was coming home fucking safe, but just to see them was like, I mean, it was like, I can think about that right now. And I can feel the fucking, the chemistry, the oxytocin, all the shit flooding my bloodstream. And I got this tingly feeling. What the fuck was it like for you when you walked out and your family has seen all of this? Yep. You're getting back on another fucking plane. And they, in their minds, they're thinking, fuck, until he comes walking out, I almost don't believe this. What was that fucking like, dude?
Great question.
Goose pimples just fucking asking the question.
Well, thank you for that analogy, because, fortunately for me, my family, they brought them down to the gate and be able so they could actually see me as I walked off the plane. And yeah, it was very emotional. I think it's my third daughter is the one who really probably is the most emotional, because she didn't think I was coming back. So I think that was the moment I think it hit everybody that, wow, we're all not only blessed, but man, I can't believe what we're going through right now. Right. But God's hands were all over us. That's why I named that article that, because his hands were all over us.
Well, what strikes me too, gentlemen, is how many, and I'm asking the question as an open question. Like, Dave, I wonder how many survivors out there might have anger at you and the survivors because they've lost, because they have had they've had family members that didn't survive a plane crash. Do you follow what I'm saying? Yep. So I wonder how many people out there have this anger or this resentment for, like, why did they survive when my family was taken away? And I'm not trying to make it negative, but you follow what I'm saying? Listen,
I appreciate that question, because the first interview I did in Canada was for a TV station in Montreal.
Yeah.
And it was shortly after the plane crashed, in the Buffalo plane crash, and when, the little plane, Delta plane.
Yes.
And they asked me the first question is ask the question. Why do you think you survived and they didn't?
Oh.
And I was not ready for that question whatsoever. I thought it was going to be more of analytical. Yeah. And all I could get out was, it wasn't my time.
Yeah.
It wasn't my time. And, maybe God had a different plan for your families, your different people. I don't know. I'm not there, but I know for this is a fact. It just wasn't my time, because I shouldn't be here right now.
Yeah.
I mean, my body was, like you said, 5 hours. It took him to warm my body up. I mean, he had to cut my underwear off because it was frozen in my body.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of things going on that people really don't know about in the backstory, right? That you don't never get out in the public, right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Dave, what scares you today? You have been through hell. What scares you today?
Well, I don't know if anything scares me, but what worries me is how my kids' mindsets are going into this world right now, because they're going through crap that I never had to go through.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I grew up in the 60s and 70s, right? Where Vietnam War was the big thing. Gas shortages were a big thing.
Yes.
And now these kids are going through all this other stuff. At least I had parents and grew up in a time where you had to face stuff. These kids have never had to face it. And now they're having to face COVID, right? How are we going to get back? Community? They have BlackBerry, or they don't.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I told all my kids, I'm like, I prepared you for a world that I was kind of that I could see was coming. A lot of this shit I couldn't see coming. So I wish that I had prepared you better for some of this. But fuck, it was all new to me too.
Spot on, man. Spot on. Because one of the things I talk about is how I was prepared. My dad and my dad and mom grew up in a depression. So I already had that mindset. Well, that's the mindset I grew up with, right?
Yeah.
And you're exactly right. I wasn't ready for having all the social media stuff going 15,000 miles an hour, right? So I think I think that's the biggest thing I worry about is my kids and the next generation.
Yeah, coming up, why high-performing men have the worst sex lives, featuring Briana Bass, myself, and John Anderson. Coming up in a few moments, we're wrapping up with today's guest, Dave Sanderson, survivor of Flight 1549 over on the Hudson. Dave, I got maybe a big last question for you, if I may.
Sure.
After 16 years of telling your story, you've relived it on stage nonstop, relived it on shows like myself and Johnny nonstop. Maybe this is a good one, maybe it's not. Is there a part of January 15, 2009 that you have never still told anyone?
I just shared a little bit, and you sort of shared a little bit in your intro about what was really going on in the hospital. And what really doesn't get out a lot is, yeah, they had to cut my underwear off and all that. But what I found out later, when I went back to the hospital, we did an event for the hospital and thanked them. And what I found out from the nurses, Nurse Bautista is my hero. She's my hero because she's the one who stayed with me and took care of me. When I found out, there were a couple of times during that episode that I almost lost it. I was almost gone.
Wow.
And I did not know that because you're just going through trying to figure out stuff, but I didn't know how close I was 2 times, one in the triage center and one in the hospital, that you could have gone a different direction.
Really? Was it because you were so cold?
Yeah, so cold. My body was so cold. Everything was shutting down. They told me basically everything south of my heart was shutting down. My abs, everything. So next step up was what? My heart and my lungs.
Yeah, you were one step away.
And Dave, I want to be tactical for a quick second, if I may. It's an obvious question to you, not to me. But is it because you guys were like, so I know the plane was in the water. Were you were standing waist in water for such a long time? Is that what it was, Dave? Like,
I was inside the door, 10F.
Yes.
7 minutes waist deep in 36-degree water. Correct.
Yeah. For how long was you guys were?
So I was in there 7 minutes. Everybody else was out except for the captain. Of course, the captain was the last person out of the plane.
Wow. Johnny, closing comments for you before we ask for some closing comments from Dave.
I just think that the position you've taken on this is exactly what the world needs, brother. So good shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thank you. I'm honored to be able to do it. And just, I think right now the world, there's so much disruption going on in the world right now with AI and everything else. I think the thing that we can do right now is, as leaders, is give people certainty in the uncertain time. So if I can give people certainty through my story and other things that I've learned, we can be able to get through it.
And you, brother, you were prepped for this. You were involved with the right people to put you in the right mindset to respond rather than react, and then carry this and show everyone. I mean, you can see everything aligned. It was supposed to be you.
Well, John, you hit it perfectly. And going back to our Tony Robbins days, one of the first things he teaches all of us is proximity is power. I would tell people, put yourself around people who've actually done something. And so who actually have accomplished something, because they can take you a whole different direction. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing now with my new company and our new brand. This is what you're doing right now on this show right here. You're trying to take people to a place where they may never have think about to go. Get proximity to these people and watch what happens. Your life will take off.
Today was a 30-minute lesson in leadership because it started with 2 letters, if. And if you guys go back to the start of the conversation, as Dave was going through a situation where the plane was crashing, he wasn't calling people. He wasn't thinking about dying. He was asking if. And as a leader, guys, that's the biggest question you can ask yourself. If this, if that, because one of 2
I'll
things.
argue that. I want to change that 2 letters to 4.
Go there.
When.
Oh, I like that too, Johnny. If, when. Awesome.
Yeah, because if is a question. When, it's not a question of if, it's a question of when.
Love that. Love that.
That's exactly right. That's the certainty you give yourself right there. It's like, it's going to happen. It's just, I don't know when it's going to happen.
Love that. Love that. What a great conversation. Dave, closing comments for you, brother. Promote your book, promote your stuff. Give us something to hang out there for folks to connect with Dave Sanderson.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I just mentioned we just launched our new brand, our new company last week, Resilience Partners Group, because one of the things I've noticed over the last 16 years is there's a lack of people with resilience in the mindset when it comes to all these things hitting them. So, I'm actually taking people now through my experience, the frameworks that I've built over the last 16 years on how to be resilient, whether you're resilient with your time, resilient with how you approach the people in your life, or your vision. So this is where we're going right now. Check it out, resiliencepartnersgroup.com, and we'd love to have a conversation with you.
Resiliencepartnersgroup.com. Dave Sanderson. Dave,
I mean, you got a fucking amazing story. Is that we're all? I mean, if you want to fucking plug more shit, do it. This is the part of the show where you can shamelessly suck your own cock and nobody cares.
Yeah. I'll leave that. The other thing I'll leave you is this. John, you will appreciate this based on that last comment, which I won't repeat. Is this? is, one of the things we talk about, proximity is power. One of the things I'm trying to teach the next generations is how to do that. So I'm doing that by what I call having my mentor dinners. And I learned this years ago from my first mentor, Bill, back in 1984. How he did it. He did it locally in Charlotte. I'm doing it now all across North America.
Good for
where I'll
you,
take
brother.
a group of people and I'll take them to somebody like last one we went to saw Chris Voss, the FBI negotiator, right?
Yeah.
Had dinner with him, and I'm showing people how to get access to these kind of people, how and get in their minds and build that proximity. So check out my mentor dinner series. The next one's
love it, brother.
Now
we're cooking
in San Francisco, and we're excited about that.
We're cooking. Very good shit, bro. That's a cool fucking thing right there.
Yep. Just sit across the table from somebody, right? That you can have a conversation you would never have access to.
Yeah.
Never ever have. Hey, I'll leave you with this one. One of the people we're working on for December, which you guys will appreciate.
Don't tell him it's me.
I haven't got there.
Dude, remember, come on. He's sucking his own cock right now. You're not entering this equation. Come on.
That's all right, Keith. Hey, maybe next year we'll get to that. But this gentleman right here has got more gold and platinum records in history.
Oh,
he's the drummer now for Sammy Hagar, and his name's Kenny Arnoff. So we're gonna work on something with a rock star in Hollywood, so we can bring everybody together. How do you become a rock star? How do you lead from the drums instead of being a front guy like Robert Plant?
Nice.
That's going to happen later this year.
Awesome.
In Los Angeles.
Dave Sanderson, thanks for hanging out this morning. Full of gratitude. Let's grab a coffee sometime this week if we can.
Let's do it, man.
I love that.
Thank you, brother.
All right,
guys.
Dave's out of here. We're coming back. We're going to reset lifestyle tip, reset hour 2. We're coming back with Briana Bass. Why high-performing men have the worst sex lives. That conversation starts in about 2 minutes. Myself, Jon, and Briana this morning on Mornings Alive with Keith, Jon, and friends. Let's get after it, Johnny.
I'm going to keep this lifestyle tip short and sweet because I want to cut too much time into our next segment with the amazing, wonderful Briana Bass. Fun conversations. So remember, this is all about questions lately. I'm taking this from our last guest, really cool guy. What state are you in when you wake up? Well, I'll give you an example. I wake up in kind of a fucked up state. That voice in my head is already telling me some weird shit's going on. It's usually bullshit. So I know that I wake up in not the state I want to be in. So, of course, I literally talk to that voice like it's a person that's pissed me off. Fuck you. Get out of here. I'm not listening to you. And that just buys me a little time. But how I change my state, and this is no shit, I literally can change my state in 10 burpees. 2 sets of 5. The first one, just kind of loosening me up. Sometimes hurts a little bit because I'm stiff. The second one, the blood started to go. I mean, that the blood, the circulation, the chemistry starts coming on my brain, changing my state. So here's the thing is this. It's not just understanding your state, but how do you reverse your state? That's what it comes down to. So ask yourself a question. What state do you wake up in? And if you know, what do you do to get yourself to the proper state so you can be the best version of yourself? Rock and roll.
Good morning. Good morning. We're welcome back to Mornings in the Live with Keith, Jon, and friends. Coming up, why high-performing men have the worst sex lives. Briana Bass joining myself and Jon coming up in about a minute or so. We just wrapped up with Dave Sanderson. He survived the miracle on the Hudson, plane crash in the Hudson in 2009. He hung out with myself and Jon, some great stuff. And I invite you guys to go back and listen to that part of our show. Coming up right now, Briana Bass, Keith, and Jon, why high-performing men, you, me, not Johnny, why we have the worst sex life. That conversation starts. And I got a package. I can't wait to share it with Jon and Briana in the next 20 minutes. This morning, I'm Morning to the Live with Keith, Jon, and friends. Let's get after Jimmy.
You can run a company at 140 RPM, but in bed, you're dead quiet. That's not leadership. That's stress hiding.
High performers turn sex into a KPI, then wonder why desire treats them like unpaid overtime.
If your body is still in the boardroom, your partner feels like HR is watching. That kills heat.
You don't need another calendar invite. You need to stop negotiating and start showing up like you want them.
So Keith, Jon, Briana, is CEO energy confidence or just control that's allergic to intimacy?
Chivalry is not dead. What? You good?
Yeah, I mean, we're hot.
So, hey, thanks for your patience. We just had Dave Sanderson. The guy survived the miracle on the Hudson. That plane crashed into New York back in 2009 when the plane hit the flock of geese there and landed in the Hudson there. Yeah, the guy survived. So we were hanging with him for the last 30 minutes. So thanks for your patience.
Yeah, I only heard the last maybe 10 minutes or so, but it's always shocking to me how delicate our bodies are.
Yes.
So yeah, like it takes nothing. If we just stop breathing for a couple minutes, we're gone. To hear him say that everything was shutting down and it was like, how long are you in the water? I thought it was going to be like 4 hours. And he was in the water for 7 minutes. 7 minutes. And all of the organs are like, I'm out.
Well, it's funny because we're going to talk for 19 minutes and you're right. Dave was there for 7 and shutting down.
That's cold fucking water is what that's.
That's cool. Yeah. Well, let's get into shutting down. Briana, we were talking over the weekend about topics for today, and I said, hey, let's put some crazy stuff on the table. And the big one today is high-performing men. It's who you talk to. It's who you coach as part of your practice. Keith and John are high-performing men, like to think we are. But I'm going to put a stat out there. I got to think most high-performing men, big ego, confidence, probably have the worst sex lives. Why, Briana?
Yeah. And, this might have to be a 2-episode kind of situation, but yeah, well, in my opinion, there's a clinical reason why men without, underlying health issues or anything like that start to report that they're struggling with performance or even just joy.
Yes.
Or they keep chasing it, right? It's not hitting the same essentially in their late 30s and their 40s, right?
Yes.
So it's not testosterone. It can be, again, sans any health issues, right? It's that you've been operating in this state that high performing people get into. We all hear about it. It's all over. It's so buzzy, which is this cortisol piece. We hear about fight or flight, but it is true, regardless of it being so buzzy right now. It is accurate. It is clinically accurate. You have a parasympathetic system and you have a sympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic is fight or flight. That's when we're at work. When we have a deadline, that's even when we could even be dropping kids off and we're trying to manage logistics, right? It doesn't have to just be in a boardroom, so to say. But the sympathetic nervous system is fight or flight, right? Parasympathetic is rest, that is vegging out, that is relaxation, that is the mind being tranquil. And when we have been in sympathetic for so long, day after day, and for a lot of us, our jobs are the majority of our day, then second is sleep. So you just got a few hours in there. So we're fighting a fight here that's incredibly upstream. It's difficult, no doubt. And I've talked about in the past, you don't walk in the door and just switch this off.
Yeah.
You can. This is all very achievable with intention, but not necessarily going to just naturally happen without your effort and your intention. So we're walking into our house, we're walking into our space. That sympathetic nervous system is still in the driver's seat. And that's going to keep your partner from deep connection, all the things, right? It's going to turn sex as well into something that your brain is scanning for from a measurement or an output standpoint. And that's when we get into the performance piece. So it all sort of floods and ties into each other.
Johnny.
So I think, and I love this. This is really good shit. And I think when my definition of high performance as a male is high performance everywhere. So I want to win in business. I want to win in the bedroom. I want to win in connection. But if you don't try to win in all of these, are you really high performance? So I'm going to argue the fact that these guys are high performance in some areas of their lives. But I mean, using myself as an example, I mean, I have creative juice that goes into my business. I have that same creative juice that goes into how do I make her experience something she hasn't experienced before. And to me, that's fucking fun, just kind of like a new idea in business. But if I don't apply that, everything just kind of levels out and then eventually starts to go down.
Briana, I think what John's talking about, I want to jump in. John's talking about intention. And I'm wondering, Briana, if enough men have the same.
Well, she mentioned that. She actually mentioned that if you don't work on it, you know, and I think that's so. Are these guys really high performers is the question.
Yeah.
I wonder also what he's talking about is something that high performers will do, well, that everyone will do, but especially high performers, right, is they may confuse intensity, which is what Jon was talking about. Like, how can I serve her, you know, things like that. But if you, Jon has a handle on it, but if you don't, it's another metric, it's another measurement, it's another goal-based thing. And I'm always teaching about not being goal or mission oriented. And if you feel like you're in the bedroom and it doesn't feel great, or it doesn't reflect the movies, or you're not getting the feedback that you want, you will likely become more performative with it. We treat it as we would anything else, right? What can I throw at this? So they confuse intensity with intimacy. The woman needs the intimacy to go up, but the man may confuse that with intensity. So instead he's going to go, okay, well, let's try something kinkier. Let's chase something newer. Let's push the volume higher. Let's escalate things here. Let's get novelty.
That is so funny you say that, because I mean, in my mind, my brain goes that way too. But then I registered, actually, it's not always easy to get this register that if, you know what, don't fucking push harder, dude. Slow the fuck down. That's all that's needed here. You know, make her want first. Now she's in a different fucking place. Everything that you're going to do is going to hit her differently.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The opposite is almost what works, the slowing down, the intimacy piece, right? So this thing, and let's assume they are high performing across, you know, all of these various categories of their life, you know, this would be no exception then, that they were treating it the same. Another thing high performing men will do, or generally speaking, those that take a lot of pride and care and want to apply what's been incredibly effective at work, which is strategy, plan of attack, research, they'll do it to the sex life. Okay, let me get my testosterone levels checked. Let me look into Cialis, you know, Viagra. Let me look into this. Let me take an ED pill, all of this. And ironically, I would invite them, and that stuff does have a place. I'm absolutely supportive of that stuff. But for most of the time, right, I want you to just slow down, do the exact opposite of what you would be doing in the rest of your life. Will have an ROI that you'd be happier with in the bedroom piece, right?
Well,
because if you don't,
sort of cut you off, but that just seems so contradictory, I got to think, to the high performing man, right? Because he's been taught to walk into the boardroom with his shoulders out, be confident, be the man, be the leader. What you're saying is, Keith, walk into the bedroom and slow down. Like, it's essentially what you're saying. You're saying put the shoulders down, still be confident, still maybe toss your wife around and love her, but the slower you are, the better it's going to be.
You know, it's most high performers have a model that they follow.
Yes.
Right? So, and I say this jokingly, but it's kind of the fucking truth in many comparisons. It's like a fucking, from my professional wrestling days, like a fucking wrestling match. You fucking walk out to the ring slow. You fucking make the crowd want you to lock up with the other guy. You make them want it. You get them too fucking going too fast, they can't keep that pace. You bring them up, bring them down. Right? You know, there's even the false finishes where, you know, you're almost there and then it slows back down. And then finally it's over. You know, it's like, but for me, I've fall back to all the time. Dude, you rush to the fucking ring, you locked up too quick, step the fuck back, you know, talk to the crowd, make sure they're with you. You know, it's almost like there's a relationship between her response, say, and entertaining a crowd. It's like it's goofy to sound, but that's kind of, in my mind, a model that probably is deep seated in me.
Yeah, that's never in my dreams would I would have thought of that analogy. But yeah, it is. I was envisioning him coming out slowly, and I'm going like, oh, you're right. Like, I guess if you got him that hyped up, they couldn't keep it up, and I'm like, all right, yeah. So there is absolutely a parallel to this.
Well, yeah, and the best part about that, I was going to say, forgive me, it's when the crowd is fucking going nuts for you to do something. That's when it's the best. Kind of like when she's just fucking primed and ready, like, holy Christ, touch me, please. That's when the fucking boom. That's when you got that fucking match that just goes off.
Yeah. Speaking of going off, yesterday, the doorbell went off, Host Johnny. I had a delivery, and I've been teasing this one for
He's been talking about this all show. So
I'm excited. I was waiting for Brianna to show, because I'm wondering, Anderson, if any customers walked into Brianna's office. Johnny, I had my neighbor come over to film my arrival. She arrived. It's a fucking blow-up doll. Like, who buys these things, Briana Bass? Like, dude, this is some guy. He had, look, unwrapping her on the couch, and now he's going to enjoy some time. Like, that is just so effing bizarre to me, Briana Bass. Like, could you imagine? So I wanted your reaction.
They look real. That girl is real. That girl's real.
No, it's a doll. It's a sex doll.
No way. She looks so real.
It's bizarre.
She's wearing an Apple Watch.
That's like Apple Watch. It's like wrestling in a fucking 30,000 seat arena with nobody there. There's no crowd here. We just got done talking about the crowd. You've got it. This was like during COVID when no one could actually be in the arena.
That's it, Johnny. But look at the guy. He goes and fucking pulls her top down like just a loser. Like, come on. Anyways, yeah, I saw that and I'm like, yeah, Briana, there's some customers for you in the future. Why high performing men have the worst sex lives?
If that was yours, it would have been a little fucking short man, cross-eyed short man that you named Bobo.
Hey, John, so I want to put a serious question on the table for you, me, and Briana right now. When you were going through your career, whether it was wrestling, whether it was lifting, and bodybuilding, high performer, man, high performer, like you were on the ball, you were fucking on the ball, you were going. A personal question, was your sex life high performing at the time? Or was it a balance?
100%. 100%. But keep in mind, there was also times where, like the last 4 weeks before a bodybuilding show.
Oh, right? Yeah, dial it back.
I mean, the shit that we got to do to ourselves to get into that position.
Yes.
Sometimes it just fucking wasn't working like it was, but she understood that, okay, this is going to be over here in about 4 weeks, So it was like, it just kind of came down to, but like fucking wrestling, Jesus Christ, I was addicted to fucking pain pills the whole time. There was definitely no performance issues there.
Yeah.
I guess what it comes down to is, as you develop, as we keep using this word high performer, and you start listening to the right people and the people that you start to, you take a bite of this guy to try to find who you are. Right. And you hear so many people say, look, forget this high performing thing is just in a sense of money. That is not high performing. That means you've conquered one of the pillars of life that you need to conquer. And so I just kind of kept that competitive attitude with, like, in the very beginning. Funny enough, one of the things that Terry said in the very beginning of our sex life, she was like, she told me this later. She didn't tell me early on. She was like, I was really surprised at, the effort you were putting into making sure that our sex life continued to grow. I can't remember what the term it was, but even for me now, like when we talk about our sex after the fact, and a lot of times I can see when it's happening. When she tells me that was new, to me, that's telling me that I'm still doing my job.
I love that. Well, and Briana, when you and I were texting about this topic, I said to you that I on my deathbed, I don't want to worry about an extra spreadsheet filled. I want to worry about, busting a nut a few extra times. So as a high performer, I want to have a great sex life my entire life because that's more important to me than the great spreadsheet or the great revenue report. I don't know
what the fuck is money is about. It's a tool, for Christ's sake. It's a tool for freedom, happiness. If you can't fucking put sex into happiness somehow, you're fucking doing it wrong.
I agree, but Briana, I gotta wonder sometimes when you're sitting in front of a dude where you just want to almost like blatantly ask the dude that question. Like, guy, when you're on your deathbed, is it the spreadsheet you're worried about, or is it worried about having some more sex with your wife? And like that confronting question is going to make a guy go, "Oh, I never thought about it that way." Briana.
Well, if you're in my chair, you've already thought about that. You're already past all that, right? And so this is what I was talking about with today, kind of what we don't want to do, which is that fair enough. You realize that something is off, or you can feel it, or you don't feel like it's an experience that Jon is having that he describes personally. So you want to biohack it. You want to look into the supplements, the Viagra, the Cialis, like I talked about. You want to start tracking things. You want to try to make her climax twice now. You're looking into toys, you're looking into novelty. So you're trying to throw some stuff at it. So odds are you've kind of gone through these exercises and AI'd it, and then, ended up where we're having a conversation. So I'm probably kind of at the end after you've already gone, I don't want to die with a spreadsheet. And these are the things in my life that I'm recognizing aren't where I want them to be. And I've already tried on my own. It's not getting there. Fine. Let me reach.
It's it when real quick when I love this, because one of the things I've never really thought about till you brought this up is if you've had enough conversations with your mate about what she likes, then and you've had an open, then go to a fucking sex shop with her and buy some fucking shit that go and it's like you're shopping for interesting shit that she might take interest in.
I'm really glad you put that on the table, Briana. I that's a conversation I wish that it wasn't so locked behind the doors of like, oh, why is Keith and Jon going into the sex shop? And it's like we still have this taboo society, Briana, where people get like fucking all weirded out because we're going to a sex shop, Briana.
Yeah, I think that we do. And my totally just novice personal opinion on that is to go after the women. So things are very marketed towards men. It's very shameful. Often in society for men, right, to go into sex shops, things like that. Yes. And then if you hear of a woman doing it, often there's a different reaction. Like, look at her go. Look at her being powerful. Look at her, being in charge. Look at her, is owning what she wants. It's sexier. So my advice would be for marketing to attack the women. You want the women to rise up and to be participants in this space. And then therefore it takes out the sting of that taboo.
That's exactly what I said. I said, let's go and find out what she wants.
But even just as ridiculous, like Briana and Jon, putting the three of us on the table, just because that's what we do here on the show. So Briana has a toy. The world goes, oh, great, good for her. Keith has a toy.
To God, she has a toy.
No, but all of a sudden, Keith or Jon have a toy.
Got a bunch of them. Fuck.
But hear me out. But Keith or Jon have a toy. We get chastised for it. And Briana, that's ridiculous. It's goofy.
But you're choosing to accept a chastisement.
No, but I'm just saying, like, if we let's be honest here. If we walk through airline security, we were hanging out with Dave earlier too. We walk through airline security, and security opens up my bag, and my bag falls out with a masturbator toy. The whole world's like, oh, Billis has got a masturbator toy. Briana walks through security and they find a little pocket toy. The world's like celebrating, oh, Briana. And it's ridiculous, Briana, isn't it? I see you nodding there.
Yeah, this is the point that I was making, is that the taboo is really it's very shameful. It's embarrassing. Exactly. If that got pulled out of your airport luggage, everyone would feel awkward for you and would chatter about you all day. If it's pulled out of my luggage, they're chattering about me all day, but in a very exciting way. And it wasn't that fun. So yeah, that's exactly my point. And so they need to market towards, the women, because as all the women participate and have ownership in that space, it will bleed over, in my opinion, and kind of rise the tide where it goes across, sort of these both genders, and there's more equity, as far as, it being, okay. Because for the female space, the more females get into this, and I have seen this shift over the last few years, women coming much more to the forefront to talk about needs and wants and desires. Yes. But a lot of that for females are going to involve the male's experience. So as a byproduct of the female tide rising, I think that it does come over and ensure the male has a better experience. Females are nurturing. We are caring. We are concerned as well about how you're showing up and how your experience is. And often it's tied into our experience, but we want it to feel like this entirely symbiotic thing versus the male, right? And talking about the high performing piece, we all know what we're talking about. We'll see it on TV, something like that, and there's a jackhammer situation happening. Yes. And we know the female is just playing along with that. But right? Because the reason why it feels so off is because it feels so not mutual. It feels very mission oriented and sort of on one person. The other party just sort of performs the play back, but it's very performative. So women do not enjoy this, right? So women want something that feels mutual and symbiotic and nurturing and caring. That doesn't mean not aggressive at times or rough. Those are different things, right?
Yes.
So we care about it being a dual experience. So if you get women involved in this space, naturally the men will be coming along and it won't have the taboo that it has today.
I love these conversations every Tuesday. Why high-performing men have the worst sex lives with Briana Bass, myself, and Johnny. Johnny, closing comments, questions for our very own.
I think the simplest defense against this whole thing is stop fucking caring about what other people say.
Yeah, so I agree with that, and I will always.
The whole fucking argument's over.
Yes.
The guy in TSA sees whatever the fuck fell out of my bag and giggles, and I look at him and say, "Fuck yeah, dude."
Dude, and I'm with you. And that's why I think of why you like. I love sex. I love having it. I love being good at it. I love all of that, and it just baffles me when I hear guys to our topic today, because I'm like, really? Like, I just want to go and be the best at it my entire life. Like, I want to be the greatest at it. You know, what can I do? How can I do it? That's why I love hanging out with Anderson, because like we both have like these missions to be good at it. There's nothing wrong with that.
And super important. I know this is kind of common sense, but as a reminder, right? Majority of women cannot climax or orgasm through just the vaginal stimulation. It has to be external, right? So if we're not using hands and things, a vibrator or some sort of device is a great asset in this space. It's a supplement, and it makes everything better for a lot of women. But a lot of men see this as embarrassing, a dig at them.
Yes.
Or the female.
It makes it better for the male too. Holy Christ.
Right. We're removing some of the mission oriented piece, right? Because if it's so difficult to get there, let's say for her, and that's now becoming the focus. So, but a lot of females will think the male is going to be feeling awkward. They're worried about his experience going, can I introduce this? Or is he going to see this as a dig at him? There's just lots of things. So communication, as always, brings all of this together.
A man being intimidated by a woman introducing a vibrator or a dildo into their life, that puzzles me. Like I'm not sure why
it's very common.
Take yourself
very
back
common.
Take yourself back to snapping your fucking wrist, dude. You're having a hard time getting it up. Now she whips out some big fucking toy. You're fucking banging that thing. Ding, 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 ding. Nothing's happening.
That's fair. But yeah, that's fair, Anderson. That's fair.
Now, granted, once you got past the snapping of the wrist, your position changed. But just remember, the snap of the wrist. I can remember back at a time where some fucking chick opened up a chest and whipped out an arsenal. I'd be like, oh my God, am I going to be able to keep up with this? It'd have been fucking scary.
Yeah, but now though, I'm thinking if somebody's pulling it out, I'm like, yeah, let's get after it. But Briana, it's more common than I think. Are you telling me that? Yeah.
It's incredibly common, and the comments you guys are making are very black and white, right? They're all or nothing. We have right, like I'm thinking of like all this clips, like, they open this big chest or something. Like, whoa, that's not what I said.
No, I'm not trying to bounce that off you, Brown. I'm just saying that if a female, there was a point where I hadn't developed myself confidently enough in sex that I might have been, I was there. I mean, every male, I shouldn't say every, it's pretty bad, but if a dude has been in a position, we've all been in a position, again, blanket, but probably true, where you fucking can't get it up because something's got 100%. Your fucking goat.
Yes.
And when you're not prepared, if you think you can't get the job done, that's fucking going to be one of those things. It's going to turn it off.
Yep. Briana, closing comments.
It's hard to wrap this one up.
Well, I think we ought to just go part 2.
I'll wrap it up with a game on the table. So I grew up playing this game. I don't know if it ever opened up many doors for me, but you guys remember playing Trouble? Do you remember Trouble? I fucking love Trouble. Johnny, remember this one?
I can't say I remember that.
No, because you were too busy doing other things. I do know one thing that we have spent time with over the last couple of years is when you head up to the lake. I know how much you love your bears. Well, John, Briana, before you guys go.
Hey, John, before you go, Gatlinburg's got a guest locked in the bathroom. Except it's a black bear, not some drunk dude.
And the owner calls 911 like, there's a person trapped. Sir, that person has fur, claws, and zero interest in your continental breakfast. Cops roll up like it's a hostage situation, then they crack the door with a long pole.
Because nobody's trying to get mauled on overtime. The bear strolls out calm as hell, like, appreciate the sweet. Your towels suck, I'm out. Midnight checkout, no tip, no apology. And the wild part? This is normal there. Smoky Mountains bears just wander into town like they're running errands, looking for snacks and bad decisions.
Hey, John, if a bear can get locked in a hotel bathroom, what else is getting locked in there? And who's lying about it when they call 911?
I was thinking about you and your
That's
little.
much more fitting where we're up there having a good time, having a conversation, and that dressed and feel like we should be for that vehicle. Good job, Jimmy.
Johnny, I go back to a year ago and you were telling us that you were at the cottage there and there's bears around the neighborhood, right? And you were like, fuck, there's a bear around here. And I was thinking,
there's no fucking neighborhood, dude. I mean, you can't see another cabin. You're in the fucking woods. That's why they're there.
Yeah, so I found this one, like these cops, like there's a bear locked in the bathroom and you see them just delicately opening it up and then running like motherfuckers because it's coming out. You're like, oh, I gotta go.
And the thing you gotta remember, all he's doing is looking for something to eat.
That's it.
You know?
Yes.
So you can show him that this is not the easiest place to find something to eat. He'll go somewhere else.
That's it. A lot of fun here this morning. Brianna, what's going on in your world today?
Oh, let's see. I do have some lunch plans, so that's nice. And yeah, just working and saving lives as always.
You were on the road last week. You're back home now?
Yes, I was in Florida for 7 days, and my flight back to Dallas got canceled. So I flew in yesterday morning and went straight to the office and was there until 9 p.m.
Oh, dude!
Wow.
So it was the longest day. Yeah, it was the longest day. I traveled for about 7.5 hours.
Yeah.
Even though my original flight was just like a 2-hour direct little flight, but that's what it took to get me back. Yeah.
Oh man, that's crazy. Well, kid, always love our Tuesdays together. I know you and I were chatting after the show last week. We got a great thing going on here with Keith, Jon, and Brianna, and I'm excited about it as we get into the second half of the year. Thanks for hanging out with us, kid. A lot of fun, Brianna. We'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Always great to see you, Brianna. Look forward to next week already.
Love it.
Bye,
all right.
guys.
Brianna's out of here. Johnny, we're going to wrap up. I know Benny's waiting for you. Dude, I always love those chats with Brianna. I love those conversations, Brianna. And I never said this to you. I haven't said it, but because you've talked often about your love for having sex and being good at it. I got to tell you, man, it's one of the reasons I think we get along so well because I'm of the same page. I think it's the way we were raised. I just, that the era, the culture, being curious about that shit. You were having much more of it as a young man than I was. But I'll tell you, man, because you were the cool dude.
You just started down a different path than I did. You started with short, cross-eyed men scrotums.
Yes, 100%. So you were getting it earlier and more often. And trust me, that was happening. But I was sure wanting to be a high-performing. So once I got good at it, I'm like, I want to be good at this, and I want to study it. I want to be good at it.
Brother, that's why you went. That's why you were snapping your wrist. That was your first method of trying to be good.
It's true though. No, but I'm serious. I want to be good at it. It's important to me, like it is to you. I want my wife to be happy and
want to be good at everything you do.
Exactly correct. Yep, exactly correct. 100%. Brother, a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun. You have yourself a great day.
That's it, my brother. Another beautiful day. Time to go get it. Have a good loop, my brother from another mother.
All right, Johnny's out of here. I love you, pal. Have a good one. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow,
brother. Have a
Johnny's
great day.
out of here. Boom, boom. Johnny's out of here, and you're left with me. Yes, you're left with me, the handsome chief. His name, my name. My name's Keith Bills. Good morning, everybody. We're wrapping up a fun show. We're back into the last 20 minutes of the show here today. I do not know if Maya Reyes will make it into the lab here this morning, Jimmy. I think Kai has her kidnapped in the back room. Yes. Kai's like, what? Yeah. But listen, I got 56 seconds, and then when I come back, I got a conversation for us men. Yes. And I'm having a quick look tomorrow. Tomorrow, Zach Loescher from 280 pounds in a drunk suicide post to sober. The soberness story. Yeah. Zach, former 20-year first responder, went through a series in his life. And we're going to have that conversation tomorrow with Zach. Looking forward to that one. All right. 56 seconds of coming back for a monologue for all of you and me right now. Next on Mornings in Live with Keith, Jon, My Bladder's Calling, and friends.
We don't need more content. We need contact with our own life. The internet trains us to watch, then rewards us for reacting. Being informed isn't being accountable. Knowing the play isn't running it. If we can't point to a decision, the feed is driving.
Our cleanest excuse is, I'm preparing. It sounds responsible, but it's fear buying time while our goals sit untouched.
That delay has receipts, health slips, money leaks, and trust erodes. The people who count on us feel the drift before we do. We can consume, but not as a lifestyle. We take the insight, then take the step. We don't earn confidence by watching brave men. This isn't about quitting the internet. It's about reclaiming the first move. If the day starts with reaction, our life becomes a commentary track. Keith's about to lay it out. Men became spectators, and it'll costing us years. Today, we trade passive watching for real agency. Let's step in.
Here's something I think a lot of men need to hear coming up. The internet did not just change what we want, especially all of us growing up on the show together for the generation that we call X, I'm going to say that the internet changed how we live. Yeah. Lean into this one, guys. Ears up, please. And for a lot of guys like you and I, it quietly turned us into spectators of our lives. Just think about this for a moment. Maybe watching everything, watching the market. How many times? Oh, yeah, I'm just watching the market. Or, hey, Jimmy, this is a common one, eh? I'm just watching the politics. I don't got an opinion, I'm just watching the politics. Or watching sports. You know, we didn't get to this one yet. LeBron's, is it time to retire? We're all watching sports. Watching other men build businesses. Oh, that guy's got a business going on over there. Watching creators get attention. Watching people argue. Just watch. And then we sit back and we say to ourselves, we're just being informed. Yep. But there's a difference between being informed and being involved. And I wonder if the line has gotten blurry. Because for us, the internet makes watching feel productive because we're so used to doing it. You scroll business content. You call it learning. Oh, yeah, I'm just scrolling away and I'm learning. No, you're not. You watch fitness videos in our brains for training. And then we put a podcast on. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's growth. And then we sit back and we turn on the news. And Jimmy, what do we call it? We call it awareness. Oh, yeah, created awareness because I'm watching the news. Well, are we really, though? Is that what we're really doing? Are we learning much by interacting with the news? Are we watching the news? Or are we passively just being a spectator in our life? Ask yourselves. Yeah. We scroll business news. We watch fitness videos. And we sit back, we say to ourselves, what are we consuming? What are we consuming nonstop? The question is, what are you doing with what you are consuming? What are you building with what you consume? What are you leading with? What are you changing? Oh, here's the better question, man. What room are you in? What conversations are you a part of? What decisions have you made recently? Because a lot of men like you, like me, I don't know if we need more information. No, maybe what we need to stop watching life like it's happening around us, like it's happening to somebody else. And we wake up 5 years, 10 years. Oh my God, life passes by. That's the trap, guys. That's the trap. That feed on your phone, it is giving you an illusion. It's creating an illusion. We all grew up with the illusions, didn't we? Copperfield, Houdini, the illusion. Well, guess what, guys? That phone in your hand is creating the illusion of participation. You comment, oh, but I'm participating. No, you're not. Yeah. Oh, you like, but I'm participating. No, you're not. You react. You're participating. No, you're not. You share. You argue. And you think all of that is participating. But most of the time, Jimmy, every motherfucker out there, yeah, I'm going to paint that broad brush. Just still sitting there, watching, reacting, consuming. Am I hitting a chord with you right now? Am I offending you right now because I'm calling out your truth? You're like, fuck, Billis, what are you doing, man? Like, what are you saying? I'm calling out your truth. You know your phone habits. It's just still letting other people's lives, opinions, outrage, ambition, and drama become the emotional weather for your fucking day. Is that what you want? I don't know, man. That's dangerous. You want to live a life participating in somebody else's life, just watching? Because the more you watch, the easier it becomes to postpone getting off the couch, postpone the hard conversation, postpone the workout, postpone the big idea. Oh, Jimmy, I want to do this. I want to do that. Stop fucking wanting and start doing. Oh, I'm going to postpone the project because I'm going to start next Monday. Really? Postpone the apology because I'm not ready to talk yet. I'm going to postpone the decision because I'm not ready. Really? Oh, maybe this, Jim. Maybe you're going to postpone becoming the man you keep imagining you're going to become. And the worst part, it does not feel like avoidance. No, you know what it does, guys? It just feels like you're staying current. Oh, but I'm scrolling, I'm connected, I'm reacting, I'm liking. No, it doesn't. But it feels like research, Keith. No, it's not. Oh, but Keith, I'm preparing for my meeting next week. No, you're not. Because sometimes that preparation is just fear wearing a different shirt. Here's my confession. I know this because I've done this too. You can watch the future so closely that you forget you were supposed to help build it. You can study the room so long that you never walk into it. You can spend years upon years analyzing what other people are doing and still never take your own shot. That's what you call a wantrepreneur. That is not awareness. That's just surrendering to the life around you. And I don't know about you guys, but I think many men are tired because they are living in a permanent reactive state. And if that's you on this show, leave. Yes, I invited you to leave. I invited you to leave, to wake up and react to your phone. I invited you to leave to go react to your inbox. I invited you to leave to go react to somebody else's fucking news. I invited you to leave to go react to the market. I invited you to leave to go react to somebody else's comments because that stuff is not invited here. No. Because you're too busy reacting to somebody else's schedule, somebody else's urgency. And then you wonder why you feel like you do with your own lives. We say it all the time. Come back here, show up with us, 8 o'clock Eastern time, called Mornings in the Lab. We'll help you get after it. Not fully. But if the first day belongs to the feed, you've lost. Not if the first thought in your head was put there by somebody else's post. Not if your mood is being set by strangers before you have not stood the day up straight. That is why this morning, your morning, our collective mornings matter. Not because mornings are magical. It's because mornings reveal ownership, your ownership in your own mirror. Guess what? When you're brushing your teeth, what are you looking at? Yourself. So ask yourself this as you go through your day today. Who gets the first claim on your attention? Is it your own mirror or is it somebody else's? Who gets to frame your day? Who gets to decide what matters before the world starts pulling at you? That is not a small question for the day. That is the question for the day. Because if you do not choose the frame, the internet, your inbox, the people around you will choose it for you. And the internet is not designed to make you a stronger man. It's designed to keep you watching. It's designed to keep you sucking in. It's designed to have you stay longer, faster, cheaper, deeper, more angry, and just unsettled enough to say, oh, I guess that's the business model, just having me stick around. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm not interested in you, me, all of us becoming products inside somebody else's attention machine, unless it's mine at Mornings in the Lab. But in truth, I'm interested in you, in us men becoming participants again in your health, in your families, in your sex lives, in your friendships, and in your community, and in a future that you keep talking about, because watching is easy. Participating, it takes intention, and it costs something. It costs your attention. It costs your energy. It even costs you some vulnerability. And I don't know about you guys, but it might even cost the possibility of looking stupid. That, I suspect, is why so many people avoid it. Because the spectator who's watching always feels smarter than the player. That's why we call themselves the Monday morning quarterback. Because the spectator watches and sees every mistake. Yeah, I know all of you guys lurking in the comments, having an opinion, knowing what we should have done, while I'm the one taking the hit. I'm the one who's exposed. I'm the one who has to live with the outcome. And that is actually where life happens. Not in your world in the comments, and not in the highlights, not in the endless scroll. No, it happens on the fucking stage. Not in the stands, on the stage. In the conversation, starting the conversation, holding the conversation, in the decisions, in the work. That is why this show, that is why Mornings in the Lab exists. It's not just something to watch. No, it's a room that you enter Monday to Friday for 2 hours. A place to start the day awake, a place to get pulled out of that passive bullshit and back into agency, your own agency, a place where the point is not just to hear another opinion. The point is to ask this: what are you doing today? What are you responsible for today? Or maybe the question you ask yourself is this: where have I been drifting? Where have I been hiding? And where have I been watching instead of acting? Because maybe today's the day that you do not need another feed yelling at you. No, maybe you need a place like Mornings in the Lab that calls you back into motion. Not the fake hustle, not the performative work, actual movement. And that one honest look at the gap between what you say and what you want is how you are actually living. And that is where the shift begins, in that gap. So as we wrap, the internet, it's ubiquitous. It will show you everything, but it cannot live your life for you. It cannot take responsibility for you. The feed can make you feel connected, but it cannot replace your knowing. Because your life, my life, our life is not a live stream from someone else's camera. It's yours. And if you have been sitting in the stands too long, maybe today is the day to get back on the field. Because a man can lose years watching, or he can take the step to move forward. So guys, stop confusing scrolling with strategy. Stop confusing reaction with participation. The internet, it's been great. It's changed the world. It's changed all of us. But it's made spectators out of me, out of you, out of all of us. But it does not have to keep us here. So my invitation to you goes like this. Today, maybe today's the day you step into the room. Maybe today's the day you say the thing. Maybe today's the day you build the thing, you make the move. Maybe today's that you own the morning. Maybe tomorrow is the day that you own the morning. And maybe today and maybe tomorrow is the day that you get back inside your own life. There we go. Forgot to press the button. Good morning, Patrick Ross. I escaped from the underground. Good to see you, Patrick. Good to have you on the show this morning. We got Justin Gordon. It's time to go to another team because he did not look bad yesterday, and he's healthy and in shape. Earned some more money. Oh, yeah, a little bit of LeBron. Yeah, wondering if he's going to retire. That was our trending topic this morning. Whoa. What'd you guys think of that monologue today? You know, I think this one hits all of us, actually. Too many of us. I'm going to speak of, I don't want to paint I want to paint a broad brush. I think too many men are watching. Too many men aren't acting. I hear too many wannas. Hey, Jimmy, I wanna. Man, in your 40s, in your 50s, my invitation for you goes like this. Stop the wanting and start the doing. I wanna. Yeah, watching everything. Yeah. Watching the market. Oh, yeah, I'm just watching the market. Watching the sports, not doing. Guys, coming up in 7 minutes. Thoughts and Coffee. Yep, Thoughts and Coffee over on the Mornings in the Lab Network with Sarah Barnes-Humphrey talking some supply chain stuff. And I got to be honest, I'm not fully attuned to the conversation today. It's been changing a little bit. So I'm looking forward to that one coming up in about 7 minutes on the big network that we call Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Today we wrapped up, guys, why high-performing men have the worst sex lives except for Keith and Johnny. Yep. Today, Briana Bass came in and kicked the door off the bedroom. We got into why high-performing men, can dominate the boardroom but being stressed out. The big lesson, guys, well, from John, if you're going to be a high-performing man, you got to be a high-performing man in every area of your life, not just one or the other. So if you're treating your marriage like a calendar invite, your wife is not the problem. It might be yourself. Maybe it's your cortisol. Maybe, hey, Jimmy, maybe it's because the dude just spent too much time spending time watching on the internet. Maybe he's got to start living his own life to participate and bring some spice into the bedroom along the way. Man, we had a fantastic chat. Dave Sanderson. The last person off the plane that crashed into the Hudson. And then he got back on the plane the next morning. He gave us one hell of a reminder that Survivor is actually only the beginning. He spent 7 minutes in icy water, almost didn't make it. And the conversation was about fear, decision-making, leadership, service, and what happens when the worst moment of your life becomes the thing that gives you some deeper purpose in life. And then, of course, it just rambled off my little monologue there about the internet, turning men into spectators of their own lives. Tomorrow, we got Zach Loescher. From 280 pounds and a drunk suicide post to sober. Former 20-year first responder, mountain rescue volunteer who hit rock bottom in 2023 after a drunken suicide post. He entered rehab, got sober, and rebuilt his life around recovery. So tomorrow, guys, we're going to have a conversation about trauma, addiction, sobriety, purpose, and what it really takes to come back from the edge. And that is not one half listen. So, guys, I invite you to come show up for that one. So, hey, listen, get that bottle of water out. Get out of your inbox. Yeah, stop hitting that snooze. Somebody in your, hey, guys, here's my invitation for you today. Ask somebody if they hit the snooze today. I say, yeah, I did. Just tell them they've wasted 9 minutes of their life. 9 minutes with a decision that I know they didn't want to make. All right, I'm going to get out of here. Guys, Maya, I'm bumped into tomorrow. Jimmy, Kai, Melissa, thanks, you guys. Briana Bass, thank you. Patrick, Justin, good time. Rico, Dwayne, Cheryl, the entire crew hanging out there in the comments. I appreciate all of you guys as well. We will see you in less than 22 hours. Where? Right here, live. Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. The only show to start your day on the Live Authority Network we call Mornings in the Lab.